Hey guys, this is part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1, go check that out first.
There's no safety, you dumb bitch. You don't know that by now. You're the wrong one to watch over her.
No, you should not be fighting. Oh, god damn it. Oh, I can't. I also don't. I also really want to see this fight, but you should not be fighting. What is this music? Oh, Brienne. Uh-oh. Oh, it's a cliff. Watch out. Oh. Oh, no. Another bite. Another bite. Oh god, oh god. Oh. And she's gone. He's done. He's done. Damn.
You remember where the heart is?
He's asking her to kill him.
Fuck it. I'm ready. Go on, girl. Another name off your list. Kept promising me.
I think she changed her mind.
I cut down your butcher's boy. The ginger.
He's just trying to go with him.
Begging for mercy. I should have fucked her bloody. At least I'd have one happy memory.
His entire life, not a single happy memory. How about of Arya laughing? She's doing what he did to Sally and her father. Oh, Tyrion.
Oh, get on with it, you son of a whore.
Is that any way to speak about her mother?
What are you doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
The galley's waiting in the bay bound for the free city.
Who's helping you?
Varys.
Varys.
You're better than
Varys.
you thought.
Yeah. Oh, damn. Oh, is Cersei keeping an eye, though? Cersei and Tywin keeping an eye? I feel like they have to be.
I suppose this is goodbye then.
I love you. Always with me. Aww. Aww. They're messing with us. There's no. Are they messing? Why are you stopping? No. They made us think he's gonna get away, and then they're gonna. Please don't die. Who's that? I see brown hair. Don't. Shay. Shay, why would you stop? Stop. Tyrion. He strangled her.
All my life, you've wanted me dead.
But you refused to die. I respect that.
There's no talking your way out of this.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. She was a whore. Say that word again.
And what? You'll kill your own father in the privy?
I can't go back there. She's in there.
Are you afraid of a dead whore?
You're done.
You're no son of mine. I am your son. I have always been your son.
What took you so long?
What have you done?
Is he... He's leaving too? Oh.
From the floors
I'm not
of...
going north, child. I'm going home.
Where's home?
The free city of Bravos.
Bravos.
Wait, I have something else.
More silver won't make a difference.
It's not silver.
Valar
It's
Morghulis.
iron.
Faceless man coin.
How did you?
Valar Morghulis.
Valar Dohaeris.
Do I?
Dohaeris. Dang it.
Of course. You shall have a cabin.
Wow. Wow. Yes, she's going to Bravos. Oh, finally. Finally. Bravos is better for you right now. Oh, God. We're going that way, says the... What is this thing called? At the front of a ship? Wow. Yes! She's gonna become so good. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Alright. And Tywin's dead. They had to end up the season on a high note, of course. Alright, that was awesome. So, the title of the episode, The Children, did refer to some of the children throughout the episode, but also meant the beings referred to as the children. But back to the beginning of the episode, Jon goes to meet with Mance. Mance figured out how many people were at the wall, guarding it, and sent 400 men to climb over and attack Castle Black. That would have done it. If Stannis hadn't showed up, Castle Black would have been finished. But the wildlings poured like this thick white fluid, and Jon drank it and was like, ugh, this isn't wine. Ygritte was right, he really does know nothing. Maybe he had heard of white wine, but had never had it before and assumed that's what it was. I don't know, it's a little weird. Mance says that his people just want to hide on the other side of the wall. That's such a reasonable request, honestly. And but Mance refused to kneel when surrendering. But I feel like if Stannis offered clemency for the others in exchange for his kneeling, he might do it. I think he only became the leader of the wildlings to get them to safety. I don't think he cares about ruling them once they're over the wall, they're across the wall. And beyond that, the fact that it's the compassionate thing to do, they're going to wind up being rolled over by the White Walkers and get turned into whites themselves. Like, my God, another 100,000 whites to the... Add another 100,000 whites to the White Walker army. The question is, does Stannis have the foresight for that? Or does Melisandre have the foresight for that? Can she convince him that it's the right idea? Like, I've heard that apparently people think Melisandre is evil. I'm not sure. I don't think of her as evil. Like, if it wasn't for her, Davos would be dead, and Stannis wouldn't have made it up here into the north. I think a lot of the things she does are evil, but she's definitely not on the level of Joffrey or Ramsay. I'm not even sure she's as evil as Cersei. She does evil things with a purpose. Like, she's doing it for the betterment of the realm, I feel like. She just goes to extreme lengths. Like, her intentions aren't evil. I don't know if that makes her... I don't know if that stops her from being evil, though. Anyway, Stannis shows up, and Mance, not wanting to see any more of his people killed, surrenders. Stannis the Manus They've never been close to the wall before, so it's really interesting to see them there. I liked how Mance was just like, you're wearing the wrong clothes for this weather. I love these new meetings between these new characters. We get to see Jon meet Davos, Melisandre, and Stannis. This is going to be so much fun. They just started interacting, and I feel like there's so much more to it, too. So back to King's Landing. I know that Oberyn was well studied in poisons, well read in poisons, but I didn't know that he had coated his spear with one. Maester Pycelle was saying there's nothing they can do to save the mountain, but Qyburn steps in to take over. I feel like it might not be long until Cersei tries to reinstate Qyburn as a maester, and maybe even tries to replace Grand Maester Pycelle with Qyburn. So I think Pycelle might try to kill Qyburn before then. The fact that he's been hiding how spry he is still hasn't really been paid off yet. It'd be a cool way to show us that everyone on the small council is one of those, is one way or another very, very dangerous. Except for Mace Tyrell, he's useless. But Qyburn said the cure might change the mountain, and when asked if he'd be weaker, he was like, oh no. So I feel like he might get even stronger next season. But Cersei goes back to Tywin and to talk him out of marrying her off, and she has that trump card to play. She confirms to Tywin all the rumors of her and Jaime being together, and her children being Jaime's. Using your own incest as blackmail, by the gods, that's ballsy. And Tywin's just not having a good week at all. First this, and then later on, hunted down by his own son. But some of you have told me that they meant for the sex scene between Cersei and Jaime earlier in the season, that it was meant to be consensual. And wow, I don't know how it got to air if a rape scene wasn't their intention. But that explanation does make a lot of other events in the show make more sense. Jaime stopped Brienne from being raped because he couldn't stand the thought of it. It wouldn't make sense for him to then go and rape Cersei. And I can kind of see what they were trying to do when Cersei is the one coming on to Jaime, and she's the one saying, I don't care. They wanted to go from her worrying about being found out to not caring at all. That doesn't make the scene from before okay, but I finally get the intention at least, but yeah, just poorly executed. But yeah, it was a pretty big move to tell Tywin about it. Would have been interesting to see what would happen if Tywin had lived, but that's not an issue anymore. Daenerys, back in Essos, had some hard choices to make. First, with a man who wanted to go back to being a slave. I can understand where he's coming from in that it's too late for him to change and he has no food, he's being mistreated, it's worse for him now. People value different things, and he was the one who made the choice to go back to his master. I wish there was a way to set him up as a paid teacher or to find a new role for him in this free world. It would be a very painful transition to create enough jobs for everybody, and it could prove difficult for those too set in their ways to change them. But she's got to have a plan. Daenerys has to have a plan going forward about how to set these people up for the future. And then earlier in the season, we saw the dragons being a little rebellious, and I was worried about if they would listen enough for them to be useful in battle. I didn't think this would happen. I didn't think they would kill humans without second thought. And it was Drogon who did it, but Daenerys had to chain up her other two children. I don't know if that's a good idea either. They might become hostile when she comes back, and she needs them to take over Westeros. Like, this is the first serious blow to Daenerys in a long time, and Drogon is off who knows where also. I don't know what's going to happen next. But Tormund tells Jon to burn Ygritte in the north, and he said, all she talked about was killing you. That's how I know she loved you. Yes, nothing better than murdering the ones you love to prove your love. But yeah, Ygritte was such a great character. I'm going to miss her teasing Jon and her impressions. They were great. That was a really beautiful scene with her burning in the north. But meanwhile, back north across the wall again, yeah, Bran's group finally reaches the tree in the north. The king of the north, the tree in the north. And they're immediately attacked by skeletons. I feel like every wight we've seen so far still has some flesh on them, so I'm not actually completely sure if those were whites or something else. Even though Jojen was struggling, for some reason they left him at the back of the group. I was actually calling for Bran to take over Hodor, even though it's such a disregard for Hodor's agency. But I mean, there was no other choice in that moment. Credit to Bran, he didn't do it until the last second when he felt like he had no choice whatsoever. And even Hodor's own life was in danger. He had to protect Hodor too. And we got a glimpse of Bran's sword training. Like, Hodor is obviously not trained with swords. But Bran had, we know Roderick or maybe even Ned probably trained Bran, and a bit before the series started. And when he took over Hodor, it was one of the only times he actually gets to use his skills. But it didn't matter too much. Jojen was maimed quite brutally too, and Mira had to give him a quick death. They're saved by one of the children, though. The children. If only that child had gotten just a moment sooner, Jojen probably could have lived. But Bran asks if he'll be able to walk again to the Three-Eyed Raven, and I was just like, yikes, you thought that was gonna happen? Jeez. But apparently he'll be able to fly. I'm tired. I'm like 90% sure he means hypothetically. I'm just imagining like Robin pushing him through the moon door too, though. Like, yeah, fly, Bran. Brienne and Pod wake up, and Pod lost their horses. Oh, Pod. It's like every time he proves himself a little to her, he immediately ruins it. But they do run into Arya and the Hound, which is an incredible meeting of groups. I remember the first time I saw Brienne that I was thinking, oh, Arya would love to talk to her and see the path she wanted to go down. They bonded over their fathers, never wanting them to fight, but Brienne's father relented and said, if you're gonna fight, you might as well do it right. And Arya's face lit up so much. I just wish it could have lasted a little longer. Brienne should have just been like, let's go fight gender norms together. But I knew it wouldn't happen, but I was just like, I wish all four of them could just travel together now. That would be so much fun. I wonder what Brienne did with that wolf bread, though. If she had showed Arya that maybe it would have calmed things down a little. I just wish they didn't have to fight, but what a brutal fight that was. The Hound lost an ear. People sure like biting into him. But Brienne took down the Hound. Really impressive. Really makes me wonder about the hierarchy of fighters in this realm. With the Mountain down right now, who's the strongest? Could it actually be Brienne? Probably not, right? Maybe. I mean, I guess Barristan tell me he's over there somewhere in ASOS, so he might still be the strongest one. But Brienne's pretty up there. And yeah, Arya finds her way to Sandor. It's sad to see him go out like this. We don't see his final breaths though, so he might still be alive. Maybe. I think Arya might have taken him off her list though, because she doesn't actually kill him. I think she saw how hard a life he had and the reason why he is the way he is. It is interesting that Arya did to him what he did to Sally and her father back on that farm though. Took their money and left them to die, essentially. Jaime wound up saving his brother. And he did everything he could not to betray the rest of his family, but in the end, he did what he had to. The guards on the way to the exit were taken out too, so I don't know. I don't think Jaime is capable of killing them at the moment with his hand, so what happened with them? I'm very curious. Maybe Varys had some other people working for him? And Varys, what a bro. He had to play along at the trial, but he helped get Tyrion out too. But of course, before that happened, before Tyrion went up those steps, he went to say goodbye to his father. Only to run into Shay. She calls for Tywin, my lion. So we have to answer to who brought Shay back, Tywin or Cersei. And she went for the knife. Tyrion, did he have a choice, really? I feel like she went for the knife because she thought he would kill her. And he wasn't going to, but once she did that, he had to. But that death is going to haunt him. I don't know what he'll do. I don't know how he'll get over it, but they should have left for Pentos when they could have. What was that, like end of season 2? Maybe even end of season 3. I don't remember the sequence of events or how long ago they happened. But Tyrion, he eyes Joffrey's crossbow, a weapon used to scare and abuse Sansa, the one used to kill Roz, used by an incredibly sadistic Joffrey. That's the weapon he chooses to bring to seize Highwind. I don't know if that means he crossed the line somehow, if he's a little crueler now. I don't think so, but I feel like in writing, it's some sort of symbolism there. But what a way for Tywin to go out, killed by his own son while he's in the privy. Kind of glad he's finally gone, though I kind of wanted to see more of Tywin and Arya. And the Lannister theme plays as Tyrion exits, so good. Yeah, I've been kind of wanting Tywin to die, mostly because I think he's a horrible parent, but also because the realm is going to be thrown into even more chaos, and because it's fiction, I'm just like, yes, bring me more. And then, yeah, Varys gets Tyrion into a box and sends him off to, I assume, Essos, only to hear the bells ringing. And there was that line before about how he hates bells. They always signify something horrible, a siege, or a wedding. And this time, Varys figures out pretty quickly what it means and gets on the ship with Tyrion. So next up, Tyrion and Varys' backpacking adventure through Essos. I didn't finish Arya's story just yet because I wanted to end with it. Arya, sweet Arya. I am so happy she's finally off to Braavos. I was calling for it for so long. I just wanted it so badly, but it had been put off for so long that I thought I kind of forgot about it. And at the end of the episode, I was just like, oh, she's still trying to get to the north. She's still trying to get to her family, and then boom, the ship she comes upon just happens to be going to Braavos. I think the writing is really well done here because it holds off on the things you want to happen just long enough for you to kind of forget about it, and then bam, rewarded in the best way. I hope she finds Jaqen quickly and gets trained to become like this ultimate assassin. I'm very curious to see how long it'll be before she comes back to Westeros, though. You see, I know the show will end in season 8, but I also feel like a normal human being needs like a decade to become a master like Jaqen, so I'm hoping she comes back as good as he is, but that might be a little unrealistic, especially since the series is ending at season 8. But I'm stuck between wanting her to stay in Braavos to train longer and becoming better versus wanting her to come back ASAP to wreck some people. So I feel like she'll at least spend 1 season away, maybe even 2. But yeah, I've had some comments say that season 4 is their favorite season, and I have to say that is definitely my favorite so far. There are definitely some shows where it's gone to hell, and I still enjoy it more and more each season. For instance, Castle, the cop romantic dramedy with Nathan Fillion and Stana Katic. People jumped ship after like season 5, and I was just like, don't, it's getting better and better until like season 8. I can agree season 9 was pretty bad, but I still enjoyed season 6 and 7, and maybe even 8 more than the past seasons. So I feel like that's going to be the case with this too. I think for me, the longer I watch a show, the more I'm invested. So even if future episodes aren't like actually as good or mind-boggling, I'm still like, this is so good because we see character interactions and character development. And I think if the show continues to have characters we haven't seen together meet up, then I'm good. I feel like that worked really well in season 4. Sam and Bran's group meeting, Pod and Brienne, Stannis and Davos with Jon. I feel like we've just seen the beginning of that, and I would love to see more. But yeah, I don't see myself enjoying the show any less. But yeah, who could meet next season that would be fun to watch? I guess that'll be my first question for... I've been doing like end of the season questions. That'll be my first question. Who would be fun to watch, and who would we like to see meet up? Tyrion and Varys are going across the sea. It would be pretty cool if they met Jorah or Daenerys. I think that'd be amazing. I think Tyrion hates his family enough to join an opposing side, at least with the condition that Myrcella, Tommen, Jaime, and Bronn are kept safe, or won't be, I guess, kept safe. But Varys, after Tywin's death, he's always been focused on the good of the realm, so I don't know if that means he wants to support Daenerys now. He obviously didn't think he was gonna help the realm in King's Landing. And what if Arya meets Daenerys? I can't even comprehend those two characters meeting right now. How about Arya and Tyrion and Varys? Like, there are too many good possibilities, and I can't wait, really. So another question I normally ask at the end of the season is, who will wind up on the throne next? So I did say Tommen last time, before Joffrey died. But I thought that Cersei and Tywin would control him, obviously. But yeah, I don't know if Tommen's time will come at some point. I feel like Tywin is too kind a king, and he'll get killed off just to spice things up. If that does happen, who is next? Can Marcella be queen? But she's stuck in Dorne. I don't think Stannis will ever sit on the throne. It would make the rest of the show a little too straightforward. Like, everyone would just be preparing for Daenerys and for the White Walkers, and that would basically be it. I mean, the thing with Ramsay would still be going on, but Stannis as king would wipe that out. I feel like Cersei would keep the show as interesting as it can be, because she's willing to do whatever it takes for her goals. So I think she's the most likely. I don't see a path for her, though, like inheritance-wise. Like, I don't know if she is allowed to sit on the throne if her children die. It would be sad to see Tommen go, though. He can be a good king. And as much as I don't like Cersei as a person, I don't want to see her children get taken away from her. Next question is, who will die by the end of next season? So at the end of season 3, I predicted that Davos might die just because he's too good a person, too noble. But I also think I said Joffrey might die, but then I changed my answer to Ramsay because I was like, I wanted him to die more. So 0 for 2 last season. So I'll try to call out 2 deaths this season. I feel like now that Ramsay has been legitimized, he might not want or need his father anymore. And if I'm Ramsay, I would fear any child that Roose might have with his new wife. And that Roose might love him more or view him as a more legitimate heir. So, yeah, I just imagined Ramsay, like, stabbing Roose's wife in the stomach like with Talissa. Dang, so, yeah, I think Roose might have a good chance of dying. Alright, another character. How screwed up would it be if Tyrion made it out of this season only to die, like, next episode? That won't happen, I hope. I feel like he's got too much to do, and it'd be too much fun to see him interact with other characters. I like the direction Davos took this season, and I don't want to jinx him by naming him, so I won't. I would love to see him learn to read more. And, is Stannis safe? I mean, no one's really safe, but, like, is this story done? Like I said just a minute ago, the show is no fun if he's on the throne, so I feel like they have to get rid of him at some point. Maybe he tries to lead a preemptive attack on the White Walkers. That would be a pretty cool scene to watch, so... Yeah, my guesses are going to be Roose Bolton and... who did I just say? Stannis the Manus. Oh, I forgot to give a grade for this episode. I'm going to give it a 4.5. It was pretty good. Very good, very good. So that's on the same level as, like, Ned Stark's death, that episode. And the last 2 episodes, actually. But, alright. Thanks, everybody, for watching. History and Lore is up next. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff as usual. And if you want to check out the next episode early, be sure to check out my Patreon over... I can never point in the right direction. Over here. And the next 3 episodes are up already, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, friends.